Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily. Happy New Year. It's finally 2024, although when I'm recording this, it's still December and it's the 28th, so it's still 2023 for me, but when you see this, it will be 2024, and as you can tell by the title, we are doing my January TBR. I am still continuing on with my new TBR game. This time though, we are incorporating when I buy books starting this month. So you will see me adding up all the points and everything for the month of December and see how that went. I have not filmed that yet because I'm waiting for the end of the year. I'm still giving myself a couple days to finish up a few things, but who knows. So we're gonna jump right in to the points now. Okay, so it's time to add up all the points. So we're going to go to the back. First we gotta find books read. And I only read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books, so I get plus 6 points. Did I finish the TBR? Nope. So that means my punishment is to lose 7 points. Sorry if you can't see this, but my punishment is to lose 7 points this month. So here we've got to lose 7, unfortunately. My monthly, well here, first finished board, did we finish a board? Nope. Monthly challenge was 5 points for every book over 500 pages. The only one I managed to get over that was Serpent and the Wings of Night. So we get, how much was it? Yeah, 5 points for that. And now we gotta add up all the points. But first I wanted to show you that for cozy, I decided to go with Under a Painted Sky. It is a cozy read to me. The first priority TBR was Society for Soulless Girls. I accidentally went all the way over, but I did not get to it. For fantasy, I decided to go with The Assassin's Blade. I'm doing a reread of Throne of Glass. So I read this one, and I counted that one. For my other priority TBR, I had The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I did read that. It was kind of underwhelmed by it with all the hype it gets, but that's a whole other thing. Scary Woods I did not end up reading. I think it was Dead of Winter, so whatever. The other books I read was Tempted by the Devil, Pheromone, and I got to Legendary. And Decembers aren't really that good of a month for me, so it is what it is. So because I have to take away 7, the 5 that I would have got for the monthly challenge and the 2 for my pages read are completely cut out, so I will only be getting 6 points for this month, which is kind of sad. That's 2 books if we're counting it for that. But now we're going to add, this thing's a pain in the butt. Okay, so we're gonna add in the 6, 2, 4, 6, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and because we are starting a new year and the year is 2024, I'm going to give myself 24 gems. And I know what you're thinking, that seems a little bit off for you wanting to slow down on buying. I want to just slow down, not completely stop, and these are going to go quick, so don't worry. I don't have an overabundance that'll just last me all year. It's not going to happen. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, oops, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So I still have all of these left in this bag, but the cauldron is looking great. I have plenty of gems in there to buy some of my new releases that I really want to get to, so I'm super excited about that. I will put up the number here for how many I now have going into the new year, because remember, we're going into January, and anything I buy or bought, read, whatever, will start to be added up onto these little sheets here. So the number of gems that I have going into January for the new year will be right here. And then the number of books I could potentially buy with this number will also be right here. And yeah, so let's just get right into the rest of the game so you guys can see what I will be reading for January. And now that you've seen the points that I got, we are going to jump right into the game. I've got my notebook here because I've already played this game. So I got this here to show you guys what I'm going to be reading. So I'm going to apologize now. I do not have like little cards for my game or anything. And in this video, I did not go over the monthly challenge and the monthly punishment, but you will see it in my game. So let's get right into it. Okay, so I'm sorry for the glare from the light. There's nothing I can really do about it. I'm working with what I got. It's December 26th. The kids are still home on holiday break, but we're just going to work with what we have. So please excuse the light, sound, movement. It is what it is. So I have my viewer picks here in this jar, and then my priority TBR picks in this one. The color of the paper is going to change for next month, but for now it's just going to be white also. But that's in there. I've got everything set up. We've got these, got this. Anyway, okay, so we've got the 8-sided die. We're going to move the placeholder cat and put the mushroom where it goes, where we left off. And first we need to pick our monthly challenge. So we're going to do that. Hopefully it's a good one. 1 point for every horror read this month. Okay, not what I wanted, but not too bad. Now we gotta pick our punishment if we don't finish the TBR. So it will be total your points this month and lose half of them. We do not want that. Okay, so that's very good incentive to finish the TBR this month. Okay, so now we're gonna get right into rule number 1, which is a 2. So 1, 2, we landed on a skull. So I'm gonna roll again for number 1 to see what we have to pick 2 of. So let's do that now. Okay, and it is a 2. So 1, 2, we got the cauldron, which means priority TBR. So I gotta pick 2 of these. I'm really excited for these, but I'm also a little scared. Okay, I have Whispers of You. This will be a reread. I'm not sure. I don't know that I'm really feeling like this reread right now, but it's on the TBR. I was kind of saving it for February, but whatever. Then I have, Blood of Desiderium. This is a fantasy romance, so I'm really excited about this. I don't know about this. Do I pick another one and decide between them? I'm going to do that because this one, like, I don't want to read it if I'm really not feeling it right just yet. And I had plans for it. So, okay, we're going to go with The Binding 13. I am sorry. This is my game. And I want this year to be fun since I'm going to be planning on reading 200 books. So I put that back in there. We're going to go with Binding 13 instead because I'm way more excited for that one. And Blood of Desiderium. I am really excited for both of those. So that was number 1. Okay, so rule number 1 landed us on the skull, which is a ×2, so I had to roll again for number 1 to see what I was going to have to ×2 on, and it ended up being priority TBR. So as you have seen, I picked out technically 3 because the first one I kind of wanted to wait because I had a video idea for it in February. So we ended up picking 2 that I stuck with then. And the first one we're going to talk about is Blood of Desiderium. This is a fantasy romance. I really can't remember too much about it because I have so many fantasy romance on my radar that I cannot remember every single synopsis for all of them. But this one's on here and I'm really excited and I love this cover. Then I ended up pulling Binding 13, which I am super happy about. I've heard so many good things about this series. Even though this is a giant book and all the books are giant books, I'm still really excited to get to this one. So this one is definitely a fun pick, I think, for this month. So I'm just happy I got it. Rule number 2. Whoops. Oh, we're going to re-roll that because it just flipped and I didn't see it. So, okay. Rule number 2 is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another priority TBR jar. You watch, I'll pick out Whispers of You. Right, we're gonna go with this one. The Hexologist. I have the audiobook for this one, so, and it's a recent hauled book, so I'm not mad about it. And then, of course, for pick number 2, we got priority TBR again. And I ended up getting The Hexologist by Josiah Bancroft. I think I had this on my TBR from the priority TBR jar from November, and I'm getting it again. So it looks like the jar gods have spoken and they want me to get to this book, and I want to get to this book, so I hope it happens in January. We will see. All right, rule number 3 is a 3. Oops. 1, 2, 3. It's an eyeball, which means it's a trope. Okay. Mafia. Okay, I can work with this one. Rule number 3 got us a trope, and for that we got Mafia. I am super excited for this one. I love Mafia books, and I felt like I kind of overdid it a little bit, like earlier on in the year, but I'm happy to get back into them. So for this one, I decided to go with Deviant Hearts by Jigger Cole. I've heard nothing but good things about this series from the Book Refuge, so I really want to give this one a try. It's by a male author, so I'm really interested to see how well a romance is written by a male author, and it looks like this one's going to be the first one. Rule number 4 got us a 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Another priority TBR jar. I'm not mad because I want to read these all within the first 3 months of the year. So hopefully it's not a hard one. Oh my goodness. Okay, well I guess this is going on because it's clearly meant to happen. But this is for a video I wanted to do for February, but I guess I could read this towards the end of January maybe. So I guess that's what we're going to do. So no matter what I did, it was still on here. So it is what it is. So I have to laugh for rule number 4 because priority TBR jar again. And wouldn't you know it, we picked out Whispers of You by Catherine Cowles. This is a reread for me, but I figure the video I want to do for this is in February, but I figured if I read this towards the end of January, it would be okay. So this is officially on the list. I guess it just needed to happen, and I wasn't about to like jinx my TBR gods, because if I would have put this back in and picked something else, something bad probably would have happened in this game. So we're just gonna take it and roll with it. I also love how I really haven't got to pick anything except for the Mafia one, so that's funny. All right, we don't want a 1. This is our 5th and final rule, so let's hope for not a 1. Okay, we got a 4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is a cover prompt, which I don't know that we've got yet, but this one will be fun. It could be like something as easy as like a certain color on the majority of the cover, or something to do with things on the cover, obviously. All right, we are going to get an underwhelming cover. Okay, so a cover that is not a favorite, and it's a little underwhelming, but it's not like completely hideous, I guess. This is like a nice way of saying an ugly cover, but like, I don't want to be mean, but this one definitely, I'm not sure what I'm going to put for this one yet. So that was our 5th and final rule. So I am going to put the cat placeholder here where we are. We've managed to now bypass 3 of these, and we're getting ever closer to that. So yeah, I'm really excited about this TBR, even though I really didn't get to pick anything. And finally, we got underwhelming cover for rule number 5. This is a cover prompt, which I don't think we've had a cover prompt yet. So I'm excited that we got one. And by underwhelming cover, it was essentially a nice way to say ugly cover, sort of, or a cover that just is not for me. And I have a book down for this called The Ranger's Apprentice. I can't remember who the author is, but I'll pop the picture up here. But I have heard really good things about this series. I think it's like middle grade verging on YA or I don't know what it is, but it's an older series and it definitely has like a lot of books in it. And I just want to try the first one and see how it is because I'm very interested in it. I have a soft spot for like apprentices or like mentor-mentee like style books. And I really want to give this one a try. It just feels like childhood in a book. and that's why I picked it up, and I am hoping to read it for this prompt. So that was all for my TBR game. I have a couple other books that I want to talk about, though, that I would also like to read in the month of January. I can't believe I'm saying January, like, it's very unreal. So one of the books I want to read, or reread, I guess I should say, is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I recently read, I think it was yesterday that I'm filming this on the 28th, so it was on the 27th I read the entirety of The Assassin's Blade, which is right here. I read the entirety. This is like the little short stories or novellas or whatever that go before this series, but some people will read it in between some of the other books in this series. But I am doing a reread of this because it's been 5 years since I read this for the first time, and I have not picked it up again. It's such a long series and all the books are so long, but I love this world and I love these characters and I love the whole story arc and everything, and I just want to get back into it. Also, my ulterior motive is to read this series, move on to the ACOTAR series, and then reread Crescent City to continue on since the third book's coming out. And a lot of people say, like, I think the worlds are kind of like the Cosmere a little bit, but like colliding a little bit. I don't know. It just, I need to reread this. It's just been too long, and it's one of my favorite all-time ever series, and for me to have only read it once, not good. So I'm going to reread this. I'm super excited. The Assassin's Blade really got me hyped to pick these up and be with these characters again. So this one is hopefully most definitely happening in January. So these next books in my reading journal, which you will be seeing at some point, I decided, I always see the trend of having 12 books picked out by 12 friends or whatever, and I decided what would be better way to do this for me personally. So as you can see, I have this ginormous jar up here, and this is filled with all my unread books that I have gotten 2023 and before. It's a lot, I know. This doesn't even include series books, like just the first book in the series. So very intimidating, and I decided on my own, I did not film it, so I'm sorry if you wanted to see that, but on my own, I decided to pick some books out of there, but I made sure they were ones that I was in the mood for, because no one wants books from a TBR jar if you're not in the mood for them. So I did pick, they are random still, but I picked them, and the one for January is A Rip Through Time by Kelly Armstrong, and this one kind of gives me Stalking Jack the Ripper versus like Sherlock Holmes and some kind of time travel, I want to say, and like back in the old day. Like, it just sounds so good. It has like so many elements that I really enjoy, and I have very high expectations and high hopes for this series and the first book anyway. So I'm hoping that it hits everything that it should hit and that I will love it. So that is also on my TBR. Moving on, I want to participate or try again, just like I do every year, to participate in the Buzzwords reading challenge throughout the whole year. Every month you're given a new buzzword, and you kind of have to try and read a book that fits that each month. And some people will just read, not including like the months, like they'll read ones like the one for June, they'll read in January. Like, there's no like set rules for it. Books and Lala is pretty relax about it, but I want to try and read them in their respective months. So for January, it's there, and there. So all three of the different spellings. And I looked, and I only have one book with there in it that I haven't read and that I would want to reread or anything. And it's a dark romance. It's one that I feel like I read the first chapter for and just wasn't in the mood for it, but I want to give it another try, and that is There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. This is, I think, like some kind of serial killer romance. I don't know. I'm a little hesitant about it, but I'm hoping that it'll be good because so many people say it's good and so many people hate the second book, which I don't understand, but I want to try it. It's on my list of books to read in the month of January, so we're rolling with it. Another book I would like to start rereading the series to like catch up on some of the later books is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I'm so sorry for the glare. It's so shiny. We'll hold it like that. I love this series. I've read it numerous times, which is really weird that I've read this one numerous times, even though the books can be really big. And I've only read this series once. What's up with that? Anyway, yeah, so I went to reread The Mortal Instruments and reread The Infernal Devices so that I can then go into The Dark Artifices and what is it, the Last Hours, I think? I don't know what it is, but The Chain of Gold, whatever, that series. So I really need to get into this. I have all the other books, but I get to a point and then I never continue because I have to be in a certain mood to really get through this world because there's so many books in it and a lot of things feel like reoccurring. But we're gonna try it this year, starting with City of Bones in January, and hopefully I would like to do like one a month, but if I could do like 2 a month, that would be great. But either way, I love The Mortal Instruments. It's always a fun ride. And I love the characters and the plot and like the plot twist. I don't like the plot twist, and if you know, you know, I guess, between Jace and Clary. I don't like that. I like when it gets fixed, I guess, but like I don't initially like that. Anyway, so that's on the list. And the final one that I'm going to commit to this month is Outlander, because I think it's Jen from the Book Refuge is doing an Outlander read along, and she's giving us 6 months, so January and then a couple months into February to read the first book, and then there will be a live show, I believe. And I have read Outlander once. I love the show. I think I've gotten to a good way through season 2, but I never continued on. I don't know why, but I also have to be in the mood for that one. So I would love to reread Outlander and move on and watch the show and then read the other books in the series. So that one's on this list. I have so many chunky books that I want to read this month, but I think I can do it. Some of them I have audiobooks for, so no problem there. But yeah, so the only physical books I have to hold up for you are these 3. And I don't know, I'm just really excited for my TBR for January. And even though it's still December, I already want to just jump into my January TBR, but I'm not doing that. Not yet, because I have 2 other books I'd like to finish, but we'll see if that happens. But super excited to get to these 2 rereads and a new read and a bunch of other books. So, but that is everything I plan on reading in January. I know I have a goal of books that I would like to get to in January, but these ones are the ones that I really want to commit to. Anything else will just be like happy mood reads, I guess. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't think I have anything else to say, so like this video down below if you liked it. Comment letting me know if any of these books are on your TBR or what you're hoping to read this month, and subscribe if you want to. I'd greatly appreciate it. Until my next time, I will see you guys again soon. Bye!